Okay. Hey. Hi, gaming machine. Okay, all right. I'll give it a few minutes, and then I've got a timer I'm going to start because, well, partially for me, so I can, because I need to keep it to an hour, and partially because I figure if I have a timer up, then when people show up, they'll have an idea about what to expect. Hello, Sean. Does anybody have any burning questions? Otherwise, I'm just gonna probably babble, and I know I got the brush, so I can do some brushing of the mics. Oh, you know what? Before I get too going, well, there's really it seems like a shame to do it because there's how many people here now? 7? Is that what it's saying? All right. Well, I'm gonna start the timer. Boink. Here we go. And here we go. Not that I'm gonna run off exactly when the timer comes down. I just need to keep it down to an hour, and I think that's a good way to keep people's expectations reasonably set. Ponty Paul 82. Well, I guess it's wee early in the morning for me here, but good morning, yeah, to Wales. Hi, Neil. Welcome back. What part of Wales, if you don't mind my asking? I have a friend that teaches in Chester, and that's, like right up by there, right? I mean, at the north end of you guys, but. Hello, Alan. Good to see you. I'm trying to think, because I've been to the UK a couple times, and I'm trying to think where I've been in Wales. I know it was in south east Wales, basically. Is there a place? Is Carleon in Wales? That's it. Yeah, that kind of Arthurian sort of thing going on there at that. It's a sort of museum thing that we went. My friend took me to go see. Um, and then, yeah, and he had a friend that lived there. I don't remember what the town she lived in though, but and we went to visit her. Um, yeah, that's it. I don't really have a lot of experience with Wales. Reclaimer Rob, good to see you back, man. The king of ASMR. Oh, nah, just brushing it on the mic, man. Just brushing it on the mic. I have no skill at painting, man. Yes, I do still play guitar. Not going to be doing any of that tonight, though. Oh, more relaxing version of 24. Right. That's good. I didn't think about that. I had the timer was form. It was a different timer actually. I had earlier for the previous stream, and I think it was less. I don't think it was as good for people to read. Fam Mariel, hola, hola back. Are you liking the brushing? Good. I will keep the brushing going. Oops, about that. Yeah. We went to see that castle. Yeah, Pontypool. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am coming back to the UK. I don't know exactly how soon, but it will be. I don't know. I would like it to be in like 5 years or less, but who knows? Since I'm destitute, that's going to be a difficult thing to pull. But you know, I have figured things out in the past. I will figure things out again. Oh, Alan, yeah, and you know, yeah, I'm not getting good at painting. I took a course in drawing um, in college, but you know, I was like, I don't know, 19, something like that, and I mean, it was just drawing, so it was like pencils, right? I figured, oh, I'll start with drawing. That'll be easy. No, you know, when you're a kid and you draw stuff and you think you're good at drawing stuff, and then when you start actually trying to draw like in an academic setting with some guy who's actually an artist telling you what you're supposed to be doing to make it work right, and you realize, oh man, I kind of suck. And I've tried painting like watercolor as well, just because it seemed like something to try. But yeah, I mean, I probably will do it again every once in a while, just because it seems like it's fun to do. But yeah, I'm not any good at it. Bon Clay, yo, how's it going? Oh, how was everybody's holiday? I played that. It's my Rickenbacker, unknown ASMR. It's an actual USA made Rickenbacker from like I don't remember the year, 77 or something like that. I acquired it in '83. Um, but yeah, it's been through a lot. So I pulled, well, I took off the knobs and the switches, etc., because it got damaged and I didn't have the money to fix it at the time. And I just kind of did this, wire the pickup straight to the jack as sort of a temporary thing, right? You know what I mean? Thinking that as soon as I got the money together, I'd, you know, just get it fixed real quick. Um, Thinking it was just, yeah, it'll just be a month or something, probably. You know, not even that long, probably. But I like it. So I've kept it. So basically, it's just like the pickup's on 10 right out the jack. So any kind of dynamic control is done by my hand. Or I have a volume pedal too, which I use now and again. But yeah, mostly it's my hand, man. Neptunian, hello, man. Holly was good. Agony Casey. Oh, right on. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, it's good to be with your family. Well, I think it's good to be with your family whenever you can, but it's especially good at holidays, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because it's that whole thing. It's psychologically we've built it up, culturally we've built it up. You know, there's a lot of expectations, and you know, but you know, if you have a good family and everybody's close and you try to be cool with each other, then it's going to be groovy. Yeah, you know. What are my plans for 2024? Two things: get better at doing this, like not necessarily better in the fact that I mean, my voice is my voice. It is what it is, but you know, more consistent in quality of like you know, filming and output and like that. And also, I'm going to put a huge effort into getting my music channel off the ground. So that's the big push for me this year. Thanks, Neil. That's very good. And crazy. Do you play any video games on your free time? Not really. I mean, I play the computer games that you'll see when I do gameplay. Um, that's about what I play. I mean, there's a couple of games on here on my Linux box, but they're similar puzzle type games. Like one of them's Klotsky. I don't know if you know that game. Um, I'm not going to get into it now, but yeah, I don't. But not. I don't really play video games. It's mostly like puzzle games and stuff. Um, yeah. Anyway, happy New Year. Happy New Year, actually. My music channel is called Three Monks in a Tub. There should be a link to it in the description. It's three as in the number three, and then monks in a tub. Well, here, I can, here, I'll do this. I'll show it to you. How's that for some fine, how do you do? Okay, so let me do this. What am I going to do here? Let's go boink, boink. So I'm going to go to here. Right, and if I go to, oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's just do it here. There we go. Let's just do it this way, I guess. Anyway, that's the channel there. That's me. And that's, 3 monks in a tub, right? That picture. I kind of made that up out of a weird collage project thing. And yeah, anyways, that's me playing guitar there. That's me playing guitar there. That's the Rickenbacker that I was just talking about previously. Yeah, I love that guitar, man. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Anyway, so yeah, that's my, yeah, there you go. That's my music channel. So let's go back to here. And then I'll go back to here real quick and put this back to there. No, not there. Sorry, I'm just weirdly, suddenly disorganized. And there. Okay, that's going there. This is going there. This is going there. Okay, I think everything is functioning properly, right? Okay. Where did I get the name from? It kind of, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I was trying to remember this, that, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub thing or something from like some kind of nursery rhyme or something. I don't remember why I was trying to remember, but I couldn't remember it for whatever reason. And then the phrase 3 monks in a tub popped into my head, and I went, man, that's a good name for a band. But I didn't have a band at the time, so I thought, I'm going to name that my music channel, because I'd been planning to put together a music channel. I thought, oh, there you go, I have the name for it now. So that's, that's where it came from. Yeah, it kind of sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like it should be something. Start looking surprised when you're a thumbnail, or look at the biggest ASMR creator and try to. Okay. My holidays were good. I spent time with family. It's first time. Good. I'm glad to hear about that, Ray. That's really cool. Good, good, good. People doing good, groovy things. That's good, good, good. What's my favorite guitar you own, or just in general? Well, I only own 2 right now. The Rickenbacker, which has been my favorite that's why it's the only one I still have from all those years ago. But but the other guitar I have currently, I bought just a few years ago. It's an EVH Wolfgang. It's the inexpensive one. It's the Indonesian-made one, which I bought mostly just because, well, I mean, the main reason is I wanted to have a Floyd Rose guitar, because I've never owned a Floyd Rose guitar. I don't know, I just had a hair up my butt that I wanted to have a guitar with a Floyd Rose, vibrato bridge. And so I decided, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? I kind of got it on an impulse, really, from Sweetwater. But I was like looking around. I liked it. It looked good. I never even played one before, but I've bought a bunch of stuff from Sweetwater before, and they're really good about customer service and returning and things like that or whatever. So I was like, I'll just get it. And I figured, if you want a Floyd Rose, a whammy bar nonsense with high distortion and all that kind of thing, Eddie, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's that. Custom nails are the most important thing to get bigger. Well, I suppose they are, but yeah. I need to get better doing mine, I suppose, but yeah. Have you ever been asked to play Santa Claus? No, mostly because I'm skinny. I have been, teased mercilessly for being skinny. Ashley says, am I experimenting with any new styles of ASMR videos or types of triggers? I don't know if I'm experimenting with types of triggers at all, or actually, I don't know if I'm really doing very much experimenting per se. Well, I kind of am, but it's more to do with things that I'm going to try to bring over from what I do in music and like mix and sound effects and stuff like that. Because I have some ideas for things I'm working on for well, it's a music thing, but I've been thinking like, ooh, there's some aspects of that I might be able to kind of bring over into the ASMR realm and do an NNSBB, the trippy videos. So that might be happening, but otherwise I'm just trying to get better at doing the things I already do, just so I can be outputting more consistently, high quality more frequently, right? I mean, that's kind of my goal. But having said that, I can do a little bit more of this brushing. Let's see if we have any more comments going. The best and worst thing about making ASMR content. The worst thing is I just get frustrated when I screw up. I mean, whether it's because sometimes it's been as simple as, just like having a knob switched in the wrong position and something bad happens as a result, or sometimes something inexplicable will occur and like a sound file will get corrupted, or, that kind of stuff I just find aggravating. The best thing is when I feel like I've made something worth putting up, because, yeah, I feel good about that. Well, actually, that's part of the best thing. The next part of the best thing is after I do put it up, and then that's, when I get feedback from you guys and all that kind of thing. But as far as making of it, the best thing is getting it done and making a good thing that I feel like I can at least be in part be proud of, or whatever. I hope that makes sense. Does that answer the question? I hope. Ashley says no one does reverb and echo ASMR like. Yeah, I think I should get back to some of that. And it's mostly I don't know that I'm necessarily the best, but where the skill comes from is having done that kind of nonsense with music. Yeah. What is your religion? I have my own religion. I make it up for myself. I'm the only member. I'm a religious atheist, so I'm very interested and fascinated by a lot of things that I've been exposed to through Eastern religions and ways of thinking, like Taoism and Buddhism and Hinduism and the like. Partially through college courses I took is where I got a good start, and also listening to a lot of Alan Watts lectures, just because he's really good at talking about that stuff and making it appealing and accessible, and it's pretty groovy. But otherwise, I'm pretty math, sciencey sort of guy, so I just cobble together what I think helps me model together in a meaningful way. Right, yeah, there you go. So I do have a couple of videos on that, on my channel. One's called, I guess, My Religion or something like that. And on my other channel, the W.C. Postman channel, which there's a link to that in the description. I talk a little bit about that stuff too. On that channel, I call myself the, the Atheist Anarchist Advocating Agape. How do you like that? The Atheist Anarchist Advocating Agape. How silly is that? Anyway, it amuses me. Okay, let's see. Do I watch a lot? Yes, I watch a lot of content. I consume ASMR every day. Absolutely every day. Well, Pondipon, I am glad I could help, man. And I'm glad it's not just me, that it's the whole ASMR thing, right? That's kind of the thing, man. I think we all kind of have an understanding that not only is this kind of a beautiful, fun, and lovely, tingly thing, but it, I believe, has true absolute healing potential. Just, I mean, if it's just even just getting your psychology in the right place to make you receptive for being healing and that kind of thing. You know, it's just it's a beautiful thing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad that that you've been able to get some out of it, man. That's groovy. Where's my favorite place to visit locally in my downtime? If I've got the time and money that I can get over to the city, I like to go walk around in San Francisco. Otherwise, there's some parks around here with, you know, like some trees and trails and that kind of thing. There's to give you an idea, if you know the region at all, it's not like really next door or anything like that to me, but it's not far away. I mean, it'd be a bit of a bike ride, but I could get there on bike. There's a place called Lake Chabot, which is part of the East Bay Regional Parks District thing here in the East Bay area of San Francisco Bay Area. I think it's an Alameda County thing is where the funding for it comes. But it's like a lake, and there's a trail around it, and you can actually, you used to be able to feed ducks. I don't think they let you feed the ducks anymore because people were doing horrible things and poisoning ducks and that kind of crap. Anyway, so I hope that answers that. Dover Downs, what is my inspiration to make this kind of content? You know, I don't know. There isn't a single place that just sort of, you know, I just get it. I mean, some of the stuff is pretty straightforward for me now. I like doing gameplays, right? But any other stuff is like, yeah, just, you know, it's whatever inspires anybody to do anything creative, right? It's like wherever it comes from, right? A rock might hit you in the head, you know. I mean, you know, what is that emoji? I can't make. Is that a cat in a bag? What do I do for a living? Right now, nothing. I'm, yeah, you know, whatever. I'm, you know, doing this in the meantime, or at least trying to, maybe. TikTok. I don't know. I don't like TikTok. I don't think I'm going to use TikTok. I don't enjoy it. Live chats would be annoying. I don't know. I've never see. I don't even know what that would be like because I don't use TikTok with any regularity. I just don't enjoy it. Yeah, anyway. How old am I? I'm 58. And yeah, don't worry about it. I don't care. I was born in 1965. Voided Charlie says, hello from UK. Well, hello back to you. I'm doing okay, man. Actually, today is I was sick earlier in the week, and so now the past couple of days have been feeling kind of like I'm on the mend. And today I was like, because I was going to do the live streams in the middle of the month, right, which would have been last weekend. But I screwed up and got whatever. I screwed up, so it's like I didn't do it last weekend. But I was intending to do it this weekend. But then I was sick all last week, and I thought, I'm going to have to cancel again. Well, that just made me feel like crap. But yesterday I was feeling kind of, maybe. And then today I was like, I'm going to do it. If I just make it be for an hour each one, that won't be too hard, and I can do that, and it'll be fine. And it's been fine. I'll be fine. And so anyway, but I've been feeling pretty good today, so yeah. I had like a little bit of a flu bug or something last week. Yeah, Bond Clay, you're probably right about the expansion of audience thing, but I'm still trying to just deal with developing a workflow and things just to get this so that I'm solid. You know what I mean? And then I figure I'll just let things reveal themselves to me as I do it as to how I need to be doing it. But yeah, so I don't know. But TikTok's not going to be part of it, just because I can't stand it. I am considering, because people have mentioned to me before, and even in in real life, right, or whatever, here in the fleshy world, that it might be worth me getting into doing a Discord, which I went and joined Discord. I've kind of been looked into it, but before I set one up, I want to go spend some time looking around just so I get an idea of the culture of it. You know what I mean? So I know what kind of to expect. What was it like growing up during my days? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know, because it's like I'd say watch TV from back in the day, but it's not going to give you anything accurate, is it? It's hard to say. It's like, well, here's the thing: there was no cell phones, obviously, right? There was no internet at all. we had one telephone in our house. It was a dial, you know, you know what I mean? And we had one TV. It was a 19-inch black and white. Right, yeah, that was it, right? You know, when I was about, I guess, 10 or something like that, I got a little clock radio that was an AM FM clock radio, and I was really happy to get that. By the time I got into high school, I got into hi-fi stereo stuff, so that drove my parents nuts because I was always trying to do odd jobs to get money, and of course asking them to, can you help me buy this? And I was like, eh. Anyway, but otherwise, you know, here's the other thing. We got to do a lot more stuff than kids anymore do. I think my generation was the last generation to really be as free as kids could be, kind of thing. You know, because we got to run, like, there was no issue about, like, you know, even in a city, going to a park that was blocks and blocks away. You know what I mean? My mom's main concern about me getting to the park that was a few blocks away was that, you know, I was old enough to be able to cross the street okay. You know what I mean? That was the big concern. You know? So we got to do and go and be places, and there's a lot of stuff. It's just, well, the world is more complicated and more populated, and there's just more whatever going on that, you know. Anyway. Fleshy world, yeah. Yeah, you know, I have a pretty fond nostalgia for my childhood, but here's the thing, man. Everybody's going to look at the world differently from whatever their context is. So, you know, try not to get too, I try not to get too overly romantic about nostalgic stuff, because, you know, the past is, in fact, the past, right? You wish we were like 75. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I asked my dad about it. I mean, let's see, I'm 58, so he's 76, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I think he probably looks back on his childhood as fondly as I look back on mine. Yeah, but there's the thing. There's things that were bad about the past too. I mean, if you go back to my dad's childhood, which was the 50s, right? I mean, there was a lot of inequality was way worse. You know what I mean? That's that. I mean, by the time I was born in '65, I mean, it was not even all that much better yet, right? I mean, the Civil Rights Act was after that, and you know, I mean, there's just a whole lot of things that have proved since then. I mean, not to say that we have, you know, everything's peachy keen, you know, and that we don't have issues to deal with now, but there were problems back then too. You know, we can't ignore that. But do I watch any anime? Yeah, now and again. I'm not a giant anime fan. I mean, like when I was a kid, I mean, although we didn't call it anime back then, I liked Marine Boy, Speed Racer, that kind of thing. But yeah, the modern sort of anime sense, yeah, I watch every now and again. Usually it's because of my nieces and nephews. They like one. As a matter of fact, I just was watching one recently with my eldest nephew. I think it's something about my life reincarnated as a slime or something like that. I think that's the title. It's kind of a weird one, but it's this guy. He's a slime, and he's reincarnated as a slime. It's pretty entertaining. But yeah, I tend to like things that are kind of, I don't know. Yeah, people introduce me to them more than anything. Although there's one that I kind of discovered on my own I really like, although I don't know that it's terribly popular. I think it's called Popoton or something like that. It's about sunflowers. I think that's what the title means, is sunflowers. But sunflowers played a key part in the whole plot, so I'm pretty sure that's what it means. At least I think that's what I remember it meaning. I like that a lot. It was kind of weird, but although I have to admit that the times I watched it, I was pretty, you know, my brain was in a non-sober state. Yeah, see, I don't know much about Discord yet. Crazy. Which is why I haven't really, you know, made any like announcements or said, "Hey, come join my Discord." That's why I want to go spend some time and see if I like the culture. You know what I mean? Have you ever listened to Thich Nhat Hanh talks on? Yes, of course I have. Yes. Thich Nhat Hanh I have I don't know if I'm sure I've showed you guys this, right? There you go, guys. Go out and get your copy. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's a fantastic book. One of my, yeah, go buy one. He's genius. He is very good at, making certain things clear from a pretty compassionate perspective. I mean, even if you don't want to go commit to being a Buddhist thing, man, there's some things to be learned from a thing that's about teaching and understanding and promoting compassion. Hey, Evander Hollyfields, excuse me. Yeah, there you go, Bonte. Does my eldest nephew watch One Piece? Yes, he does. But he's actually all of my nephews watch One Piece, I believe, which is actually just, well, there's two that are my actual nephews, and then there's another guy that is let's see, my eldest nephew's like 32, I think, 32, 33. And then his buddy Jarrell, he's a family friend, but I think he came into the family by being a friend of my nephew. So he's kind of like the family. We've added him into the family, whether he likes it or not. He lives here though. But and then my youngest nephew is he's 19 now, I guess. Yeah, I think they all watch One Piece, and so does my niece's boyfriend. I've even seen a couple of episodes of One Piece. That's the one with the little kid, right? That's doing the kind of, if I remember right, it's kind of a pirate theme, right? Or am I confusing that with something else? Anyway, spiritual unfoldment with John Butler's. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I know the guy that does the unintentional ASMR thing. Well, that's why my video's over there. That wasn't he didn't steal that from me. That was a thing that was done by collaboration, cooperation between the two of us. Yeah, so I know what about the John Butler guy. Yeah, of course, he's fantastic. What piece of advice you would give to a guy entering adulthood, currently 19, and still feel like an immature child? Well, a couple of things. First off, don't be in a hurry, man. Right? You know what I mean? It's like you're entering into adulthood, whether you like it or not, right? So the thing is if you notice yourself being immature, notice why. You know what I mean? I mean, you're there. You're the one being the human that you're being, right? You're in a crossroads, right? You're the one that has to navigate it. The thing I would say is try to just be aware of yourself. And the other thing I would say, just from based on mistakes I made in my early adulthood life, because this is one of those things that people like me, the old guy says to the young guy, be careful about who you associate with, because there were decisions that I made. It wasn't so much that it was peer pressure, but it was because I found myself in circumstances and situations that at the time it just seemed natural for me to be there and whatnot, you know what I mean? But it was just like, dude, there was times I look back and I go, there was times that there was, I should have been more careful about who I associated with, Yeah, you're right, Neil. Yeah, his stuff is pretty accessible to, just about anybody who can, hear him and understand whatever language he's using. I said I was going to do some card tap, or the card box tapping. I'll do that here in a sec. That went over pretty well, I think, in the last stream. Either that or I'm, deluding myself, but Oh, I did last time, so I'll do this before I do the getting out the deck of cards to kind of do whatever I'm going to do with that. So I did in the last stream, I did a bit of a, coming attractions kind of thing. Stuff that's kind of in the works, but they're not edited yet or anything like that, but they're in the works. Let's just leave it at that. So one of them is going to be, I'm going to do a sort of a show and tell, but it's going to be just about some of the mundane aspects of my life. What I get up or when I get up, typical things I eat, that kind of nonsense. Because you guys ask questions about stuff, so there's certain things that I'm fine sharing about. So I figured I'd make a little show and tell about a little bit of it. So that's coming. Another one that's coming is that because I did a while back a Sokoban, that little maze puzzle where I push the boxes around. I did one that's I only got about maybe halfway, but it's one of those ones that's like thousands of moves. So I think it's like about an hour-long video, and I think I'm maybe halfway. So I'm going to do the other half of that. So that's that one. It's just a matter of I just had to sit down and do it. You know what I mean? Oh, my stomach just grumbled. That was weird. And on top of that, the third thing that's I've kind of just been getting my head around more than anything. I haven't actually recorded anything like that, but with this one yet. But some of you will recognize this from the book show and tell, right? Johann Wolfgang Goethe, Faust, de Tragödie erster Teil. So Goethe, right? Famous German author guy. So I'm going to read. I'm not even going to do anything. It's just the video is just going to be. It'll just open up, and I'm going to read sections out of this book, and then that'll be the end of the video. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I might get to reading the whole thing, or maybe I'll turn it into a series of several videos or something. I don't know. But basically, have I mentioned that in this stream already? I don't think I have, but in the last stream, I'm certain I did. That a year in junior high, 3 years in high school, 2 semesters in college. That's 5 years total that I took German academically. I used to be okay. I could, like I said the last time, kind of flippantly, but it's true. I could watch Das Boot once upon a time without subtitles, completely fine. I could actually even have kind of stilted, broken conversations with people in German. Because you're not really quite fluent just from school use. But anyway, so I think it'll just be funny for me to kind of just try to do it. I've kind of been looking at it a little bit, but I don't want to do too much practice, right? Because I want it to kind of be, in the moment, what it is, right? So that's coming. So there's coming attractions. At least one of those will come out next week. I don't think I'll get all 3 of them out, but at least one of them. I don't know which one yet. I'll decide that, but it will happen anyway. So there you go. An experience with ostracism or lack of acceptance on how to deal. Yeah, dude, I have plenty of experience with that. The best. Well, here's the thing. Maybe this isn't really what you're looking for, but my being, it wasn't so much ostracism maybe, but lack of acceptance. So maybe this isn't the right thing, so maybe I shouldn't bother mentioning that. I've been given grief for being a counterculture guy in the past, so that's not really coming from any place of support. That would be coming from places of authority. You know what I mean? Like I've been pulled over and hassled by cops for no reason just because I had, a mohawk and shit. That kind of crap. But I've had, occasionally here and there, just like I have members of my family that I'm estranged from. I wouldn't call it ostracism though, because they don't have any say over my agency. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of an asshole about certain things. Have I told you guys about being the prettiest girl in class? If I have, forgive me, I'll tell you the story again. I think I was in 4th grade. I think it was fourth grade. Yeah, it was fourth grade. Um, and we had school pictures, right? Everybody gets school pictures. But this school, we didn't do the school picture where you all stood up at a class, like, where they took everybody's picture all at once. You know what I mean? They just put together like a little contact sheet of everybody's individual picture, all, laid out on one page. You know what I mean? Just because, I guess it's easier for the photographer to put together, probably. Anyway, so I always wore my hair pretty long as a kid. Drove my grandfather, who was a submariner in the Navy in World War II, drove him nuts. But anyway, I wore my hair quite long as a kid. And, it was the 70s, right? So this would have been, I'm in fourth grade, that's 74. So, it's not that big a deal, kind of, there's still hippies around back then. Anyway, when we got picture day one day, one of my friends, his mom, said, "Oh, let me look at the pictures." And so she's looking at the class picture, and she indicated my picture and said that I was the prettiest girl in class. And of course, when he got to school the next day, that was, that was fuel for, lots of teasing and ribbing and whatever, which was fine, right? You know what I mean? People tease and rib you, whatever. However, there were some people that it wasn't teasing and ribbing. They took it as like permission and an opportunity to try to be cool and mean to me. But now here's the thing. Here's where my assholeness that I referred to comes in. The minute somebody starts doing that to me, I don't give a fuck about them. If you're going to try to hurt me on something like that, then you're a piece of shit and I don't care. I really just don't care. Get the fuck out of my life. I really have no patience for that crap, So I've been lucky in that way, and it's, yeah. So, if somebody was going to ostracize me, I'd say, eat the shit out of my ass. Sorry to be so, coarse about it, but I have strong feelings about that kind of thing. A big part of my religious belief is compassion, but if you're not going to treat me with compassion, you're going to treat me with cruelty. I just don't want to deal with you, and I don't have the capacity to go change the world and make everybody have better behavior. That's just, I'm not that guy. So, I'll cop to it, that my asshole nature of that aspect, even going back when I was 9 years old, right? It's like, oh, you know what? Fuck you. These people are teasing me, but it's fun. They're playful. You're being a jerk. Sorry, bye. So, I don't know if that helps you or not. If maybe you can, cultivate your own sense of the Bill style of assholeness and, help, steel yourself against their crap. Because there's your thing, how much, I know everybody wants to be accepted and stuff, right? But you need to be able to, stand for yourself and have some confidence in yourself is one thing. But you also have to be able, if somebody's really not going to be offering you something, maybe you need to find comfort somewhere else. Now, here's the bad thing. If it's your family, that's really screwed up. But man, dysfunctional families harm so many people in this world. It's crazy. I got lucky. I got lucky as hell. My family is great. There are dysfunctional aspects of every family, and there's members outward of our family that aren't in the immediate group. That, like I said, we have estranged people, and those are mostly due to, largely it's politics and economics. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I was helpful for you at all, Mercury. Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I wasn't, but let me scroll back up. The thing's going too fast again. Where were you? Okay, yeah, there we go. I hope it's not anybody that you actually emotionally depend upon, from a family member standpoint. That it's more like a school or a group sort of thing, man. Because I don't know. I don't know if I can give you much advice on that, just because I lack the capacity for it. Not that I don't have the wish to give you some kind of support, man. I just don't know what to say. Okay, I might try to get back to the tapping here. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments now. Yeah, give me a sec to catch up with the comments, Fonte, and I'll try to do that. Yeah, the beard thing, yeah, people have asked about that before. I did do one beard play video a long time ago. Motivation for midterms. Is it a class in a discipline that you like, or is it something that you are taking out of obligation or like a prerequisite and you don't enjoy it? If it's a discipline that you've chosen, then man, do it. You need to do it, right? If it's something that's outside of your discipline, here's what it is, man. the midterm is just a hoop you have to jump through to be able to be in the class, right, and get the most out of it. The class is going to enrich your life, even if it's something that maybe you don't want to be there for. Like, I didn't want to take anthropology. Man, you're going to get something out of it. I didn't want to take math. Yeah, you're going to get something out of it, man. Try to open your head into the idea that you can get something out of it, and that the midterm's just kind of a pain in the ass thing you have to do to be able to get there, you know. And the other thing is, it's just a test, man. It doesn't, right? Relax yourself, right? I mean, just get the knowledge, do the thing, answer the questions, right? Okay, there's no way to say this that doesn't sound weird, but I actually liked the soft whistling with the brushing. Okay. I used to try to self-edit myself or self-censor myself about the little, I do that little tongue, because I don't whistle like, I can't really do it with my lips. Man, it sucks. But I just do it with my tongue at the roof of my mouth. I just kind of, and I just sort of absentmindedly do it. And sometimes it's like weird little, almost guitar riffy, like type things I'm thinking, you know what I mean? And I kind of absentmindedly do it a lot. And I was self-censoring it for a long time. And I did it once, and I think it was a live stream even. And I said something about it, and somebody said that they actually liked it as long as it wasn't, as long as it didn't seem like I was forcing it, right? I was like, that's not what I do, as far as that whistling goes. But yeah, okay. So anyway, so there's mic stuff, mic, this, that, more whistling. Okay. Okay. Well, try not to stress, man. Try to relax. Try to relax. And I don't know whether that helps or not, but yeah, that was a good video. I liked that video I did with Paul. He's a really crazy cool guy as far as his, creativity. It's called The Duel. Good. Well, I don't know what to tell you to get your confidence back, man, but well, here's the thing. Claim it back, right? You're standing there and you know that you need it back. You've had it. I don't know what to tell you to do that, but you're at the first step right now, right, of getting it back. I mean, be aware of that right now in this moment. Just by asking the question in this public place of me now, you're taking that first step right now of reclaiming your confidence in this moment. Okay, so well, let's see. What's the well, when I say discipline, I mean like, is it English? Is it mathematics? Is it physics? What's the subject matter? Yeah, there you go, Bond Play. That's exactly what it is. And there's also one on my channel too. That's more or less the same title, but just flipped around, more or less. Bill MaxVoxPax, but with collaboration with Evermore Riff. Well, I hope it does help Inopi. Did I say that right? Inopi? Am I reading that right? Or is that an L at the end? My vision's not that great. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try this. I'm going to do... Sorry, it's a little cold down here, and I don't want to run the heater because I think it makes crappy noises that I don't want to listen to. So there we go. We're going to do this. This is going to be kind of weird and awkward. So I can not be too clumsy over here while I'm also trying to talk quietly over here. Can I make the camera help me? Hey, da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's try to go over here and do it this way now. So how's that? Speaking in one, brushing on the other. Let's try it this way. It'll be different. Speak into one and brush on the other, right? It's a little bit like that rub your head and pat your tummy thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. because I'm trying to watch stuff and do this, and it's kind of weird. So here we go, speaking into this one and brushing the other one. Oops, I'll slow that down a little bit, Bill. There we go. There we go. How is that? Is that a reasonable thing there? Any advice on dealing with loss? Hard time at the moment. Loss is a difficult one. I would say the thing I would suggest if you're dealing with loss is to find someone in your group, whether it's a family member or a friend or whatever, somebody that you know that you can absolutely trust, and go lean on them. That's what people do. That's what humans are for. That's why we live together as social species. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just an observable biological fact. I did a video on that on my other channel. It's just, we are, a social species. We need each other. And here's the thing, this is the thing I wrestled with for a long time. It's like, oh, I don't want to lean on anybody else because that's unfair to them. But here's the thing, when you lean on others, you know that when they come to lean on you, you can be there for them, right? It's a mutual thing, right? Like, go, if there's somebody that that you could lean on, right? And now go ask them and say, hey, if I needed to lean on you but chose not to because I wouldn't, do you think they would go, what the hell are you doing, man? Yes, of course, come lean on me, right? So find that person in your life that's in the closest vicinity to you now. That's what I will say. There you go. Beans and cornbread. Well, thanks for that. I love you too. Philip Smalley. Hello, Bill. Happy New Year. Yeah, I have already. Here you go. That one right there, man. That's a good one. I'm not a Buddhist, I'm not a Christian, but that's a really, really, really good book. It's got some good things that will help your head, man. I would start with that. If you want to grow, then the thing is to know yourself first, right? Because what are you growing out of or into, right? And also, here's another thing about self-improvement. Be careful with that one, man. You don't have to be better than anybody else, right? You just have to be better than your previous self. But that's by your measurement, not by mine, not by anybody else's, right? You seek your own growth because it's you that is doing the growing. Like it or not, you're growing. We're always growing all the time. It's just, is the direction we're growing in line with our own conception of ourselves and what that means, right? That's part of the reason why I suggest things like, Thich Nhat Hanh, or kind of philosophical religious things, things that lean more towards not like how you should behave to be a good person and those rules, but the things about how to encounter yourself in your existence. I mean, behavioral rules and be nice people and all that stuff is really, really good. But when you need to do, developing, personal growth, you need to be aware of where you are, right? Asking for a friend. I'm going to say containers that you are secure in the fact that they can hold caustic things and lie or something like that, and time, and then somebody with a truck that they'll let you use that truck and without asking questions, and go out to BLM land in Nevada and then dump what's in that container. You know what I mean? There you go. That's off the top of my head. I'm sure there's some flaws in that, and somebody's going to explain why I'll get caught by the cops doing all that nonsense. But, there you go. That's what there's Bill's plot device for how to, get rid of a body in a movie. Do I believe space aliens exist? Yeah, I do. I don't know that I think it's, but I'm not in a conspiratorial sense, you know what I mean? I'm not like a Area 51 sort of guy. I think that's mostly down to the military-industrial complex needing to have things to do because they need mystery, they need nonsense, they need whatever the hell they need. I think that's what that's about. But yeah, I do think that there's other life on other planets. Um, the main reason I don't think that they're here is, well, I don't know. I was going to say because you'd have to beat the light, speed of light thing, or at least get close to relativistic speeds or something, right? Or else how are you going to get from star system to star system? You'd be really limited as to where you could go. But you didn't say that they were here, did you? You just say whether they exist. So yeah, I think they exist. And you're welcome, Philip. Yeah, exercise is good. That's a really good piece of advice. We know when I can be, more disciplined about my own physical health and exercising and stuff like that, like, mobility exercises. And I'm trying to get back into actually just doing full on back into calisthenics, get back up to, a strong 160, and, and then work on, mobility at that point. Otherwise, I'm just going to lose mobility as I get older because of my spine. But anyway, yeah, let's not get on my morose nonsense. Yeah, physical exercise is good. Um, yeah. Well, yes, man. I don't know. Oh, I see, Joan. Well, I don't know. I have none of the things I've seen when people have said anything about them having been here for that long has convinced me that that's the case. But that's me. Oh, cards. I was going to get out and tap on the cards a little bit. Okay, what do we have here? Neil says, "Do I have a favorite type of food or meal?" Okay. Yeah. Do I? Kind of. There are things that I really really like a lot. Like there's a few things that so there's not like a one, but I can give you a few things, and there's context to them. In San Diego, there's a place that's called the Chicken Pie Shop, and I think if I remember right, it's on El Cajon Boulevard because they moved it. It used to be over on like Fifth, over in yeah, but over kind of near where the brass rail is, kind of over by there. But they moved it over towards Texas or something like that. Anyway, it's a chicken pie shop, but they make really really good chicken pot pies, and so that I love that. Um, I also like when I go to the UK, I like having a steak pie with chips out of a chippy. That's fantastic for me. You see what I mean? So like it's almost all stuff that I associate with contexts. Um, but if you think about favorite as in like the thing that I eat the most, um, that's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I eat peanut butter and jelly every day, happily. I love peanut butter and jelly, man. I don't know what it is, but I just really do. It's crazy. And I eat a lot of peanut butter. Like I don't remember what it is. What's that? I guess that's, I think what it was is, I measured it like I borrowed my sister's food scale, and I eat like 4 or 5 times the amount of whatever the recommended thing of peanut butter on your bread is, or something. I don't remember, some gigantic amount. It's like I eat a lot of peanut butter in one sandwich. Like, it's hundreds of calories of peanut butter. I mean, I could probably just eat a peanut butter sandwich a day and probably almost that would be enough for me to have enough calories to survive. It wouldn't be much of an existence, but. Yeah, I would love to go back to the UK. I've only been there once in '85, and then in '94, and then again in '98. So it's been like a while, right? Man, I really like it there. I mean, I don't drink anymore, but I love English beer. Well, actually, I like Guinness a lot too. But when I was there, I was drinking, what was it, Webster's Dark Mild and Younger's Bitter. The things that I drank the most of when I was there in '85. And by the time I was there in the '90s, I was just a blackout drunk, so I just drank whatever I could get my hands on at that point. But yeah, I'd love to get back to the UK. Spend some time there, especially my friend Steve, who's the person when I am there I spend the most time with. He's got a kid now, which happened after the last time I was there. Oh, the streamer counter just went off. All right, so that's my hour. Okay, so I'm not going to cut it right now because I'm just not that guy. But anyway, I more or less finished talking about. I hope to get back to the UK to see my friend's daughter, because I haven't met her in person. I've seen her tons of times on video chats when I chat with the family over whatever. But it would be nice to actually see her in person. She's quite the charming young woman, or young girl actually still. But right on, dude. See, I'd have done it the other way. I'd have done the chips with the pie and then put the curry rice on the side. But right on, dude. I know what you mean, man. I know exactly what you mean. Oh, man, yeah. Okay, gang. So, last minute questions or things or whatever. Let me get rid of this thing over here. Where's my so I don't have to look at it. Just put this. Here we go. Okay. So there we go. I can see that's going. Okie doke, gang. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to wave my hand here, and then I can wait for the delay, and then I'll know what you guys done it, because this is kind of last call for things to say or whatever. Thanks, Beans and Cornbread. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good night as well. Also, just to remind y'all, I'm doing tomorrow evening at 5. So there'll be the third one for this weekend, and then I'll try to get back on the middle of the month schedule for next month. Okie doke. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop stream now, and of course I'll let it go for a minute to make sure that I think I might have accidentally cut the tail end of the video off last time. But anyway, aloha, siblings. I'll see you guys all next time.